Monsters come in all shapes and sizes. They can come from anywhere. The dark corners of your hometown, a past meant to stay buried, and sometimes from within you. If you, like me, are intrigued by all the forms that monsters take, I think you'll enjoy Undertow. Hi, this is Fred Greenhalgh, creator and host of Undertow, a collection of horror podcasts that bring you under the surface and into the weird and the wicked. Each season, we start a new story set in a twisted version of the great state of Maine, where I grew up, fed by the headwaters of great horror masters like Stephen King and Rick Howdala. In Undertow, we'll be confronting ghosts from the past, battling werewolves in the present, wrangling with cursed artifacts, and through it all, doing our best not to forget our humanity. Undertow is available wherever you listen to podcasts or at realm.fm. Stay alert out there and enjoy your time in the Undertow. Audiohm.
Audiohm Media presents Young's Infinite City. Created by Alex Dolan.
Thank you for watching Corkboard. Current temperature is 88 degrees Fahrenheit, 31 degrees Celsius. Corkboard, whatever the news, wherever you are.
It's day 11 of the standoff in the Pacific, with 7 naval forces facing off, each one waiting for the others to back down. Here to comment on the situation is Merrick Lemieux.
Let's catch everyone up. In case you've been asleep for the past week, we've got 7 countries trying to grab a big prize, and that's a fully soaked payload of M3, which got dumped into the water after pirates took down an American barge. It's our barge and our M3, but everyone's got a bug up their butts because they claim it fell into international waters. They're claiming that America doesn't have the rights to our own M3, like anyone gives a rat's ass about maritime law. China and Russia are always itching to pick a fight with us, so that's nothing new. But we've got new players in the game: India, URK, and Japan. Remember when Japan used to be a big deal? Well, no one on this side of the desk does. Everyone's brought their barges and battleships. Everyone's got missiles at the ready. And when the first missile flies, you've got all the weapons on the mainland poised to take target practice on the rest of the world. I think that about sums it up. Now, I'll be the first to say it. This chills me. I haven't been able to sleep for a week and a half. I don't know who scares me more, China or Russia. Everyone else is an also-ran. People keep asking me about the URK. Merrick, aren't you worried about the URK? And I tell them, the United Republic of Korea? They haven't gotten their act together since they unified. They might have missiles aimed our way, but I doubt they know how to light the wick. What has me scratching my head is, where the hell is the United States? Why is America taking a backseat to this? It's our damn ship that went down. That's our M3, for God's sake. Wake the hell up, America! Since when have we had a problem taking what's ours? We've lost our backbone, plain and simple. You know we're at about the 100-year mark of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Not that anyone remembers what that was. For those watching, it's when Russia almost toasted us because of a standoff in the ocean. Sound familiar? It was probably the one good thing Kennedy did before he got his head blown off. Also, how did we let pirates get the drop on us in the first place? We're the mightiest naval fleet in the world, and we got caught playing grab ass. You know how we got here? One reason, and one reason only. Natural law, my friends.
Grace. Grace. Oh, shit. Grace. No. Grace.
You made it.
What the fuck? You're okay.
I wouldn't say okay. But about the same as you. It's what I expected.
You rammed into a giant bomb. You risked both our lives. Because you expected us to get out. Which means you know about me.
And now you know that I know.
And your DNA's been modified, too.
We need to move, Dalton.
How bad are you hurt?
I feel like I've been kicked in the chest. Something cracked. Probably a rib or two. They'll heal. I've got burns. I can't see, but you must have burns.
I got plenty. Half my right side has third-degree burns. God, it fucking hurts.
They'll heal. Let's stick close to the wall. Now that we're out of the Rhino, the cannons could fire on us. I'm hoping if we hug the wall, we'll be too close for the sensors to pick us up.
How did you know the padlock was a bomb?
I didn't see why else she'd hang a comically gigantic padlock on the gate. She never builds something without a function. She's a scientist.
You charged right at it, knowing something like this would happen?
We didn't have much of a choice. I guessed what would happen. I knew we'd probably live through it and those men would die. You keep trying to rescue people. I'm trying to save the world. I don't have time to save people that aren't worth saving.
You're going the wrong way.
The sun's in my eyes. I can barely see anything.
The goggles are back in the Rhino.
I checked. They were crushed by the impact. You need to be my eyes until the sun goes down.
That'll be soon.
Did you see if anyone else lived?
Everyone's crushed and burned.
Miracle we made it out.
I can see the bandits back outside the perimeter. They're watching us.
Are we close enough for them to shoot?
Probably not worth the effort. They look the way you'd expect them to look. Like they just lost all hope.
I'm not going to feel sorry for them. They threw Maxwell into the dirt. They'll probably eat him later. Fuck them.
They weren't evil. They were desperate.
Desperation makes people do evil things. Remind me how far this wall goes.
30 miles or so.
What's your plan?
I'm looking for something that sticks out, for anything that isn't a sandstone wall. There's got to be some marker, some other way inside.
It would be asinine to build something this big with only one entrance.
All of our supplies are burned up. How long can you go without food or water?
I can last a few days. You?
I can go 5 days without water if I have to. 10 days without food.
You ever test your limit?
A few times, just to see.
When did you realize your sequence was modified?
It was Melody who helped me figure it out. I never lived with anyone before her. She pointed out things, like how little I ate or drank.
As a teenager, did you ever think it was strange that you were stronger than the other boys?
Some kids are more athletically gifted. I thought I was born with it.
Technically, you were.
When Melody and I couldn't have children, that's when it crystallized.
A lot of people can't have kids. For most people, the planet's too hot for the plumbing to work.
Not if you spend most of your life in climate control. When I got fertility tested, I didn't just learn I was sterile. I found out I'd been sterile my whole life. That was my aha moment.
Is that why you hold a grudge?
I never had a choice.
You got to be stronger. You need less food and water. You're built for survival. In a few hours, those burns will be healed. What's not to like?
Technically, we're not human beings anymore. You get that, right?
No. We're better. I sent Maxwell to collect you, and you easily took down a man twice your size. You think you could have done that without some enhancements?
She made me a lab rat. I was a baby, and she experimented on me.
Oh, Dalton. She experimented on you while you were still in the womb.
Why the hell would you willingly modify your own sequence? Because you wanted to see in the dark?
I gave myself some of the same enhancements you have. I need less food and water. My burns and broken ribs are going to heal up, just like yours.
But why your eyes?
Do you know how many times someone's tried to kill your mother and me? Most of those attempts happen at night when the two of us were asleep in bed. Then there are the nights I have to keep your mother safe from herself while she's chasing ghosts around the house. And then there are the nights I have to go out to disaster sites when bombs destroy our facilities, the power's been knocked out, and bandits are shooting at us from the shadows. Most of my life is spent in the dark. It wasn't much of a sacrifice to be able to protect myself and your mother.
Couldn't they modify your eyesight so you could see in the day and at night?
If I were younger, yes. But I got my sequence changed as an older woman. My eyes don't have the same elasticity. I had a choice of day or night. I chose night.
How many human beings have had their sequences modified? What? No, okay, and you wonder why I didn't follow in my mother's footsteps. Okay, look, you're changing the human race so we're not even human anymore.
We can only grow so much food. We can only ration so much water. The world can only handle so many people. Do you want billions of people to die from disease or famine? If people need less food, less water, if people make fewer people, the population shrinks. Food and water supplies grow, and people don't need to die. It's the most humane solution we've got.
The sun's going down. You should be able to see where you're going.
Natural law, my friends. Natural law. Last I checked, the President of the United States called the shots for America. We've got this woman CEO, Rosalind Young, who thinks she's in charge of America. How did that even happen? And Ms. Young might not even be the one at the helm, people. We've got her wife, Grace Adamu, steering the ship on most days. So we've got two women in charge here. Although it's anyone's guess about Grace Adamu. I mean, who is she really, her wife or husband? She's more man than I am. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is there's co-conspirators. They're one witch shy of a coven. Just because you invent something cool doesn't mean you run the world, ladies. And for whatever reason, our government is letting them. This slippery pair of what's-its are calling the shots here, and we're letting them do it. What's worse, we all know they're the driving force behind all this, and they don't even have the gonads to show their faces in public. Where has Young been since the standoff began? We haven't heard a peep out of her. For God's sake, take some accountability for this cluster fudge. You invented this, Ms. Young, Dr. Young, whatever, and you're running the company, Ms. Adamu? Wait, that's Mr. Adamu. You release Frankenstein's monster. Be prepared to clean up your mess. Now, like everyone else, I got a press release from Natural Law making some big announcement about the M4. I think that's the 1,000th time in 8 years that I've heard that. Then Mr. Adamu gave some 3-minute press conference to spew out some fake promises. That's the only time either of them have poked up out of their gopher holes, people. To tell us another lie about the M4. And I'll tell you, my friends, I'm tired of hearing it. So let's sum up. We've got an absentee CEO who refuses to step forward and clean up her own mess, and we've got the American government too chicken to show the world that we're the big dog in this fight. It's infuriating. All right, I'm going to say something controversial, but hear me out. The M3 is dissolving as we speak. It's like that fish in The Old Man and the Sea. Not that anyone out there is going to know what the hell that is. Anyway, this thing is going to fizz all the way down to a bar of soap in a couple of weeks anyway, and then no one's going home with anything. Let's just let one of them have it. One of the piddling countries like URK. Just stick it to China and Russia. Let it be their problem. America should just walk away from this fight and let someone else handle it. Let America be the one that brokers the peace. God. America doesn't run away from a goddamn thing.
There's something weird going on with influencers right now. I'm a little freaked out. They just get everything they want. Everything's a little too perfect. Their smiles are a little too straight. They're using filters I can't find anywhere. I know what I'm about to say might sound a little unhinged, but I think it might be witchcraft. At least, that's what Jenna Clayton thought right before she went missing. We're excited to introduce a new show from Realm. If I Go Missing, The Witches Did It, starring Oscar-nominated actress Gabourey Sidibe. When a Black writer goes missing, a white podcast host with a savior complex takes up the cause of finding her and collides with a coven of influencers she suspects are responsible. This show is a little bit of The Craft meets Mean Girls meets Get Out. Learn more about If I Go Missing, The Witches Did It at realm.fm, and be sure to listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
The sun's officially down. We're gonna lose the light soon.
My eyesight's coming back. Look at you, pretty as ever. Looks like your burn's healed. You'll have to regrow that hair on the side of your head, but you'll be good as new. Any marks on me?
Remarkably, no.
My ribs aren't pitching anymore. That's something.
See that up ahead?
The cemetery. But it's farther out from the wall. Are we going to get shot if we're going there?
I haven't seen a car wreck in a while. Maybe the gate is better fortified than the wall out here.
The wall is 30 miles long. It would take a lot to install cannons along the whole of it.
Either way, we don't have much choice, do we?
Caution to the wind, then. It's kind of charming, isn't it? What's this? Less than 100 tombstones? It looks different than the images I've seen. Is this how you remember it?
The wrought iron gate was here, but the gate wasn't ready to fall off its hinges. The tombstones weren't vandalized. Looks like half of these have been kicked over. Is that an open hole over there?
Yeah. It looks like someone tried to dig up a few.
Yeah, that wasn't here before. Last time I was here, it was still sacred ground.
You really think there's something in here?
Fuck off.
Excuse me?
Sorry, that wasn't for you. Yeah, I think something's here.
All right. I've got something. On that headstone, there's a skull with wings.
It's an old colonial symbol. It's probably on most of these.
Your mother's got a thing for that symbol. I think you're right. There's something here.
Let's start looking at gravestones, the ones that no one's kicked over. And by the looks of it, that eliminates about half of them. Look at this one. It looks newer than the rest. It's too dark for me to make out the words. Can you read it?
1896, James Henry Indus.
Regular slate, I think. Do you see anything that looks more modern?
There's one over here. Why are you knocking on them? Who do you think's going to answer?
This one's granite. The old stones would be slate. They wouldn't use granite on the older ones. What's on it?
1922, Juniper Meredith, faithful wife and mother.
Any unusual markings on it?
This one's got roses on it. What are you looking for? I don't want to spend all night learning about Maine's ancestors.
Humor me, please. That one, the obelisk. It looks new. That whole cluster over there looks like granite. Does it look new to you?
Let's go down the row. Who we've got here? 1901, Miles Tucker. 1903, Merrily Tucker. 1937, Lucian Kent. Good evening to you, sir. Oh, I might have something. This one here is definitely modern. It says 1844, but it can't be that old. Feel that? It's not slate, is it? Definitely not granite. Go knock on it. I know you're dying to.
Metal? Alloy?
Tungsten.
All right, Mom.
Here lieth buried the body of John Eaglesfield, aged 77, departed this life 22nd July, 1844. God damn it, Rosalind.
The death date of John Dalton, the chemist who founded atomic theory.
The man you were named after. And Eaglesfield?
Eaglesfield, the town where John Dalton was born. You see anything else?
A skull with wings, 2 big eye sockets. Do you still have your key?
The skeleton key. Yes. I still have it around my neck. You have yours?
Never left my neck. Let me take a closer look into this bad boy's eyes. Yep. We've got keyholes deep in there. Let's do it. Not sure it matters, but you take the right socket and I'll take the left. Insert keys. There we go. And turn on my count.
What direction?
Right. Always right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Turn. See there? A hatch in the ground opened. One of the old marble slabs just slid back. Jesus, Rosalind. Let's go. There's a ladder.
A ladder going down into an open pit. I can't see the bottom.
I can. You first.
Why me first?
So if you slip off the ladder, you'll break my fall. Just go.
Why do I feel like we might have locked ourselves in a tomb? Tell me what you see.
We're on a steel platform. There's a control box next to us. We've got a steel door ahead of us and a biodata scanner. Time to see if you're in the system, Dalton Fisher-Young. Stand here with your head, just so, and give me your hand.
ID accepted.
It's hot in here.
It should be.
You see any lights?
I'm seeing just about everything except lights.
Where are we?
It's an engine room. A big one. The biggest engine room I've ever seen. It goes on forever. The amount of piping in here. We've got HVAC systems, a giant server farm. My goodness, the amount of hardware in here is beyond belief. There's a console over there.
It's pitch black. I can't see it.
Follow my footsteps. We've got touchscreen controls. Let's see what happens when we do this. Press your palm flat on the surface, right here.
ID accepted. System control activated.
That's a big screen, isn't it? Thank God for a little light. Can you see some of the pipes and servers now?
I can see what you mean. This is a cavern. Can you understand what's on the display?
Not really. It's different from our control systems. If I were to guess, this up here might access the cooling system. But it's way more elaborate than anything I've ever seen at Natural Law. But it does tell us something important.
It's not just the defense system that's online. The whole city is probably up and running.
Which makes it more likely someone's living here right now.
What's up there, that tiny compass on the screen? What happens when you expand it? Oh, wow.
That's a map of the Infinite City, isn't it? Have you ever seen this?
The last time I was here, there weren't enough landmarks to warrant a map.
All right. Well, clearly this oval around the edges is the city wall. Then we've got, what is this? A city grid? Does that look right?
It looks like the city has neighborhoods. That grid could be a city center.
Downtown Infinite City.
This area with winding roads is probably residential.
Then we've got these big open patches of nothing. What's this over here? Forest.
Looks like it. What's with these red dots? You see these? There are 3 of them. Let's zoom in on one of them. Got a first red dot here on what? Some tiny building? Can you zoom out again?
You can zoom in and out as well as I can. It's a regular zoom, for God's sake.
Fine. All right, let's explore what's around here. What is that?
It's a water barge.
You think that's full size? I thought they were bigger.
It's in the middle of a city 6 miles in diameter.
So the first small dot is a small building somewhere between the downtown grid and a water barge? The second dot, let's track this. Zooming in, it's another building, a little bigger than the first maybe. And the third dot, zooming out and back in, doesn't look like the third dot's on anything. There's no building, it's just in the middle of these woods.
Maybe it's an entrance to something underground. That would be my guess.
I wonder if there's a map of the underground. Let's see what we've got. Okay, I think I see something. What about this? There we go. Got ourselves a map of the underground. Look at this. It looks like a maze.
It's the city under the city. Utility tunnels, sewer lines, rooms for more engines, servers, HVAC, generators, you name it. The infrastructure. There's more than one engine room by the looks of it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like 8 engine rooms. You see these points along the wall? Access points. Multiple ways to get into the city.
I wish we could take a pic of this. I don't suppose when they modified your eyes, they stuck a camera in there?
Cute. There's a door over there. Shall we see what else is here?
System control in sleep mode.
Great. Pitch black again.
Let's just open this door.
Great. No lights in here either. What do you see?
It's a utility corridor. We've got electrical conduit, some overhead lighting, but I can't see how to turn it on. We've got a ladder way down there. Maybe it goes up to the street. Follow the sound of my steps. Here's the ladder. Feel that? Climb up first. Feel the lever?
I've got it. We got a little light up here, not much. Maybe just the right amount for both of us. Here, take my hand. Oh my God.
Wow.
It's extraordinary.
Young's Infinite City was created by Alex Dolan, produced by Alex Dolan and Audiohm Media, and co-written by Alex Dolan and Vince Dajani. Starring Gavin Bentley as Charles Davis, Maria Gbeleyi as Grace Adamu, and Emma Sherr-Ziarko as Rosalind Young. Also featuring performances by Bill Roberts, Winn Manning, Juliette Angeli, Zigmas Dobiliauskas, Kristen Udowitz, Andrea Richardson, Nero Scott, Jez Sands, Ray Hurd, Byron Kerr, Georgia McKenzie, Mark Allen, Chris Harris-Beechey, Akshdeep Singh, Paul Greene-Dennis, and Jason Webb. Sound design by Oliver Morris and Chris Harris-Beechey. Line layout and QA by Chris Harris-Beechey. Mixing and mastering by Brad Colbrook. For more information, visit www.infinitecity.net or www.alexdolan.com.
What do you get when you combine the sci-fi drama of The Expanse with the criminal underworld of The Godfather and the intense sports action of The Blind Side? You get the Galactic Football League series, written and performed by #1 New York Times bestselling novelist Scott Sigler. The GFL series drops 3 episodes per week and will run for a staggering 150 hours of listening time. Season 1, The Rookie, is free wherever you listen to podcasts. For print, ebook, and audiobook versions, visit scottsigler.com/therookie.